Hello everyone, I'm your host, Boss Zombie. Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom.
Returns.
Oh, you guys are right here.
Recognize that wrinkle in the fabric of fate.
I hoped Laramil would be with you. We have news.
Do you?
The Corpse Keeper is eager to tell you what he discovered. Oblivion forbid that I ruin his surprise. You should speak with him.
Scroot and I uncovered the most interesting news. The Assembly of Masters learned of Master Shelreni's recent activities and has called for a conclave. They plan to strip her of her rank and expel her from the house.
What's the difference between an assembly and a conclave?
It's complicated. The Assembly of Masters consists of just their mouths. The actual Masters rarely leave their towers, and never to meet with their rivals. A conclave, however, is a different story. The Masters themselves are compelled to attend.
In other words, they can all get killed? And how does that help us locate Master Shelreni and recover Meln's Black Book?
Don't you see? When they convene the Masters' Conclave, Shelreni must be on hand to contest the charges. So, we know where we can find her and when.
So where is this conclave going to take place?
At Tel Hulan, the Tower Hall in Old Isra. As a curate, I think I can get us into the conclave by claiming official Necrom business. House Telvanni prefers to stay on our good side, so they rarely ask too many questions of the Keepers of the Dead.
I thought you'd never leave this city. Alright, I'll meet you in Old Isra.
Curate or not, he'll never get into the conclave bearing the mark of a Daedric prince. Not without my help.
Oh, what you got planned, Scroot? What did everyone think about this?
I defer to Meln regarding the inner workings of House Telvanni. See what he has to say on the matter.
The heights I have fallen from. Forced to work alongside mortals and the spirits of mortals. As for the curate's plan, I can't see if this course of action will entangle the threads of fate or not. So, my professional advice is... sure, whatever.
Fair enough.
Underestimate Shelreni at your own peril. And do not think to just walk into a Telvanni stronghold reeking of Hermaeus Mora. Either Shelreni's Daedric allies or the Conclave's own protections will spot you the moment you step across the threshold.
And you can help us to avoid detection?
Of course. Wasn't I the greatest Magister of my time? If not for my desire for solitude, I would have been the Archmagister. Unfortunately, my spectral body isn't good for anything these days. You'll need to serve as my hands for this to work.
Alright, what do I need to do?
Return to Telrendis. Around my tower, you'll find the components necessary to assemble a passable cloak of omission. Look for dried hoaxwort, a lamia-scale shawl, and an illusion tincture of my own creation. I'll tell you more when we get there.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like I'm getting much done here.
Okay, he just has an invisibility potion or whatever lying around. Telrendis. Telrendis. Which one is Telrendis? This one. No. Telbarrow. Oh, Telrendis. Okay. Nope. Hey, don't throw me at him.
This could prove more difficult than I expected.
Why is that?
Curses and corporeal existence. I can see why most ancestors move on instead of haunting their descendants. My mortal memories are much harder to recall than I anticipated. I don't remember where to find those components. Not exactly.
So we came here for nothing?
Of course not. I buried the components we need in separate caches on the tower grounds. I just can't remember exactly where I put them. No matter. With your assistance, I'm sure we can find the right spots.
What do you need me to do?
Use my ghost sight. It will reveal the hiding places. Remember, Tel Rendis is my place of power, despite Shalreni's attempts to make it her own. Here, I can easily use my magic through you, as long as you're willing.
Where should I start looking?
I placed sigils at the spots, but on a different layer of reality. Use my ghost sight, and you should be able to see them. The caches are buried beneath those locations. When you get close to a spot I recognize, I'll tell you to activate my sight.
All right.
You should be able to see my sigils through my ghost sight. Look around.
Oh, it's in really specific spots.
There, see my sigil? I always liked this layer of reality. Dig here. That's my illusion tincture. The other components are buried elsewhere. This looks familiar. Activate my ghost sight.
Oh, there's two things over here.
Use my ghost sight here.
Oh, his audio's not working. We can work with this. Head towards my tower and let's find a workbench to assemble the spell. Hey, that's not fair. You took me off my mount as you passed enemies. Where's the entrance to his tower? Oh, it's not at the actual tower.
I remember this old workbench. We can prepare the Cloak of Omission here.
Okay, dried hoaxwort. Place.
Good work. Now place the shawl. Almost done. Now sprinkle the tincture. Excellent. Now take the Cloak of Omission.
It looks stinky.
Go ahead and try it on. The cloak will mask your presence and hide your connection to the Prince of Fate. You look amazing. Barely a hint of a Daedric connection. I should explain the particulars, though.
Uh-huh.
Not a bad bit of work. You follow directions well. And the cloak looks perfectly dashing. Dashing, I say.
Dashing.
Now let's head to Old Isra and meet up with Kirit Gedain. She should have gotten you access to the Conclave by now.
Wait a moment. You said something about the particulars?
Did I? I don't recall. But if you're asking about the Cloak of Omission, it could only shield you from so many scrying attempts. Eventually, someone will notice you. But the enchantment should last long enough for us to get our hands on Shalreni.
Anything else you want to tell me?
Now that you mention it, yes. Gedain can get you on the access list, but you must play your part. Dunmer laws are labyrinthine, Telvanni especially. You need to invoke the proper statute to avoid suspicion.
The proper statute?
Just say the following to the sentry at the door. I hereby invoke the 26th statute of the Necrom agreement, and then demand entry to the Conclave. Can you remember that? Once we get inside, we can meet up with Kirit Gedain.
Alright, let's go to Aldizra.
What could Shalreni be thinking? She's obviously counting on the support of two Daedric princes. But does she really expect them to magically elevate her to the rank of Magister? Let's get to Tel Hulen in Old Isra and see if the cloak works.
Why is the statute you want me to invoke so important?
Because you're not a Telvanni. That particular statute relates to the agreement between House Telvanni and the Keepers of the Dead. If you present it with authority, the Sentry will probably grant you access.
once inside, why don't I just tell the Conclave what Master Shalreni is really up to?
And tell them what? If you even imply that any Telvanni would require the help of an outsider, you'd insult them at best or get arrested, if not immediately challenged to a duel of spells. Believe me, any of those would be counterproductive.
What could they arrest me for?
Do you honestly think my people need a legitimate reason? Well, how about impersonating a Necrom official? Or infiltrating a meeting of the Master's Conclave? Not to mention acting in the service of a Daedric prince? We can't risk it.
Well, couldn't you show up and kind of spill the beans? Like, hey guys, look, I'm a ghost. And she's the reason I'm a ghost? Like, couldn't we just do that? Wouldn't that work?
Tel Hulen, the Tower of Halls, home to the Assembly of Masters. Remember to invoke the statute when you demand entry, and put on the cloak.
Why did I take it off? I guess I was just trying it on over there. Don't mind my ginormous sword.
No, Vabdru. As Master Shalreni's mouth, you are prohibited from entering the Conclave.
But I must warn the Masters.
Don't worry. Your treacherous master will be dealt with soon enough.
Hey, guy.
You must warn the other Masters. I can no longer stand by and do nothing while Master Shalreni continues along this dark path. Her actions threaten the entire peninsula.
You're Master Shalreni's mouth. Why should I trust anything you tell me?
You probably shouldn't. But that doesn't mean I'm lying. I admired Shalreni for her skill and power. Thought she would help me rise in the ranks. But her ambition and contempt for her fellow Telvanni will doom us all.
What do you mean?
Master Shalreni made a deal with not one, but two Daedric princes. She plans to use their help to eliminate all who oppose her so she can become Archmagister. The Masters won't listen to me. They don't understand the danger.
What danger are you talking about?
I'm not sure. Master Shalreni stopped confiding in me. But I know how she thinks. She has no respect for the Masters or this Conclave. When they move to reprimand her, she's going to show them just how powerful she's become. It will be a bloodbath.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured was going to happen. Sentry Villain, your feet are going through the floor.
The Master's Conclave is in session. All other business is on hold. Come back later.
Check your list. I hereby invoke the 26th statute of the Necrom Agreement and demand entry.
Necrom? Let me see. Ah, yes. You're listed as Curate Gadane's attending clerk. Very good. You may go inside. I expect you'll find the curate in the Assembly antechamber, as the attending Magister declared the Conclave for Masters only.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, there's another guy sitting there I didn't even see. Stop taking off your costume.
There's Curate Gadane.
Really, I must...
I insist, Curate. You do realize I wield considerable influence as Master Norvora's mouth.
Of course, but...
I could do much for you and the Keepers. Now tell me, what do you think of my book?
That's Master Norvora's mouth. We need to extract Gadane this instant.
Distract Mouth Elar.
The Curate and I are busy, outsider. I am eager to hear what he thinks of my book, Ancestors of a Humble Mouth. It's a work in progress, but at least 2 booksellers have expressed interest. Come back later.
Master Norvora sent me to find you. She requires your immediate assistance.
How strange. As no one but Masters are allowed inside, Master Norvora explicitly told me to wait out here until after the Conclave concluded its business.
Well, she was quite insistent that I locate you and tell you to get her spellbook.
Well, obviously Master Norvora needs her spellbook. No master should ever meet her peers without being totally prepared. I'll go and fetch it at once.
Well, that was easy.
Thank you, my friend. Follow me. I know a place where we can talk privately.
It's a big lock. What you
We
got,
can
bud?
speak freely here. You arrived not a moment too soon, my friend. Before they decided to seal the hall, and I was trapped in that dreadful conversation with Mouth Elar, I found what we needed. Master Shelreni is here, and being held under guard until the conclave begins.
Oh, Shelreni's here? I saw her mouth outside. He said the Masters are in danger. Let's go get Shelreni.
And now we come to the problem. Magister Gothrin arrived from Sadrith Mora to oversee the Masters' conclave. He immediately expelled all but the Telvanni Masters and placed a ward on the door. There's no way to get into the assembly hall.
There must be some way to get inside.
Sadly, disabling a ward placed by a Magister is beyond my capabilities. If you have any ideas, please, share them. Otherwise, I fear the Masters are on their own in there.
Melon is a master. Maybe he can help us get past the ward.
A Magister? To counter Magister magic, eh? Good idea. Let's go disable the ward. A ward needs anchors. Use my ghost sight to spot them. See them? One on either side of a door. I'll lend you my power to disable them.
Is she well?
The healers recommended she stay in bed, but she insisted we attend the conclave. They call them so rarely, you know.
Understandable. As much as our masters despise public appearances, they hate the thought of others gathering without them more.
Too bad we're not allowed inside. I was hoping to see what punishment they devised for Master Shelreni.
Interesting. Oops, I took too long.
Magister Gothrin is good, but I'm better. Let's enter the assembly hall.
This is a closed session. What is the meaning of this intrusion?
Now, Gothrin, surely such restrictions don't apply to a Magister and his proxy.
Meln the Mouthless, a spirit. No matter. I will not tolerate your antics.
Nothing in our statutes precludes a dead Magister from participating in a conclave. Now, hear what my proxy has to say.
Very well. Step forward.
Oh. Alright. Go, Meln.
I recognize you from that incident with the ambitious lizard.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Now you
Oops.
stand before me, representing one of my most annoying colleagues. Well, get on with it. What's so important that Magister Meln dares interrupt these closed proceedings?
You're all in danger. Master Shelreni plans to eliminate all of her rivals.
And Magister Meln thought us so ineffective that he had to swoop in and save the day? How presumptuous of him. Do you really think one rogue master is a match for this assembly?
It's not just Master Shelreni. She has the support of 2 Daedric princes.
So I heard. Hence the reason I decided to leave my comfortable tower and come all this way to personally take charge of this conclave. The Masters will hear the charges, question the subject, and render swift judgment.
She's gonna kill you all, just like she killed Meln the Mouthless.
Is that why you're here? To add another charge to Shelreni's list of crimes? Then so noted. Perhaps that's why she turned herself over without any fuss or bother, so that she can plead for mercy. Perhaps I'll be lenient. Perhaps not.
You're making a mistake. Magister Meln says you can't underestimate Master Shelreni.
Enough of this nonsense. I listened to the concerns of your Magister and heard his allegation. Now we are finished. Meln may stay if he wishes. That is his right. But you and the curate should go and leave us to our work.
Over here.
Hey, this guy. What's up?
I don't understand this necessity for debate. If it were up to me, we'd get right to the vote. Nothing anyone has to say will change my mind about Shelreni. Now then, is Magister Meln really dead?
Magister Meln was murdered by Master Shelreni. He needs to see her right away.
Meln may have confused Magister Gothrin, but there's no provision for a dead Telvanni participating in a conclave. It's just not done.
Look, if we don't find Shalrani, there's no telling what may happen to you and the other Masters.
Is that a threat? Master Morena led Shalreni through the East Door for making similar pronouncements only a few moments ago. If that can happen to a Master, imagine what's in store for a lowly mouth like you.
Well, you really are a sack of shit. And you?
I forgot how boring my so-called peers can be. Pity Shalreni didn't eliminate a few more of my rivals before we noticed. But your master, Meln. I have fond memories of his many antics. That's why I wanted a word with you.
What did you want to talk to me about?
Your master has delayed these proceedings long enough. Master Shalreni reached above her station and must be dealt with. Anything that postpones that and increases the time I must spend in the company of my so-called peers will not be tolerated.
Master Shalreni murdered Magister Meln. He has the right to confront her.
Murder, you say? That is serious. I suppose anything can be expected from a master who makes pacts with Daedra. We really need to strip her of her rank and exile her. Well, if you must see her, she's being held in a meeting room down the East Hall.
Okay.
There's a meeting room just to the right. This must be where they're holding her.
I'm sure this will go absolutely fine with no issues. Oh, that's interesting.
Shalreni's gone, but what's that tipped over bottle over there? That's pure essence of dream. Let me cast a spell to see what happened here.
What was that? Just a little gift from the Prince of Dreams. Soon, you will do exactly as I say.
You won't get away with this.
I already have. And with your help, I'll get away with so much more. Now let's go attend the Conclave. My ascension requires participants, willing or otherwise.
We must get to the Conclave. It's held in the Master's private hall to the north.
Is that not where we were just in?
Something's going on to the north. I think the Conclave is starting.
I guess it's a different room. Oh.
Mr. Shalreni, you stand accused of conspiring against your fellow Telvanni, murdering Meln the Mouthless, and consorting with Daedric princes. How do you plead?
A Telvanni doesn't plead. But I will kill you all before I take my sacrifice and depart.
Help me, Magister!
Shalreni, cease your actions this instant.
Use my ghost sight to disable the wards and get down there.
Oh, some people are definitely gonna die. Probably not ones related to quests, though, so those two are safe.
You again? If these fools can't stop me, what hope do you have?
What did she do to me?
Come on, get up! I'm not ready to die a second time.
You're finally awake.
Oh, don't do that.
The ancestors. I thought Shalreni killed you.
We should talk, Mouth of Meln.
I mean, I'm not really his mouth, but okay.
The Mouth of the Mouthless. I suppose you want me to say that you and Meln were right. That I should have taken Shalreni's threat more seriously. Well, let's pretend I said that and move on to what needs to happen next.
I remember rushing towards Shalreni when suddenly everything went black.
Yes, quite a display. She used the Conclave to formally announce her intentions. Her spell would have killed everyone, and positioned her to challenge the Archmagister for rulership of the house. Luckily, I was on hand to save the local masters.
What'd you do?
Shalreni may be a powerful master, but I am a Magister of the Telvanni Council. It was a simple matter to deflect her attack while the Conclave dispersed. Then I stabilized the portal she fled through, assuming you would want to follow her.
Why do you assume that we want to follow Master Shalreni?
Really now, who do you think Meln consulted when he first invented his cloak of omission?
Oop.
I see the mark of Mora upon you. House Telvanni wants no part in the machinations of Daedric princes. Just make sure to kill Shalreni when you find her.
What about Master Morena?
Master Morena revealed her inadequacies when she allowed herself to be captured. The other masters survived. In both cases, House Telvanni won. If you plan to chase Shalreni, I suggest you leave now. I'm not going to hold that portal open forever.
So you don't care what happens to Master Morena?
In all honesty, no. In case you haven't noticed, we of House Telvanni are a superior lot. Sentiment and mercy rarely factor into our actions. Now, step lively. That portal will close as soon as my attention wavers. Ooh, and I feel a yawn coming on.
What a prick. Ah. Oh. Shrine of Vermina. Ancient Daedric shrines litter the Tamriel countryside. The Daggerfall to Necrom. Where are we? Okay, we're here.
This ancient ruin. Those markings. This
Wait.
place is dedicated to Vermina.
This is the one from the memory.
This place. I think we visited the memory of it in the Eye of Mora.
Oh, we sure did, buddy. We sure did. We definitely were here before. Are the enemies even in the same exact spots? No, they're a little different.
You are interrupting scholarship!
This chamber appears promising. We should look around.
The Dremor...
Refreshing. Take it in. An opportunity for learning.
The Dremor Torvasard came to me with an intriguing proposition more than 2 years ago now. He promised to fulfill my lifelong ambition to become Archmagister and rule over House Telvanni. All I had to do was pledge my service to Vermina, the Daedric Prince of Dark Portents, and all my dreams would come to pass. He explained that something had been taken from the world long ago, that it was his destiny to restore what was stolen, what was lost. He said that restoration began with a dream, hence his alignment with Vermina. For in a dream he recalled a shrine to the Dreamweaver, a shrine that it was imperative I help him repair. After much research and investigation, we have come to this ancient site. Now all we need to do is find the shrine Torvasard saw in his dreams. After long months of preparation, we're finally ready to begin the work to fully restore the ancient statue of Vermina. While I still don't understand the significance of this effigy, I've devoted myself to determining exactly how to rebuild the statue and restore it to its former glory. Torvasard works by my side, learning all he can. When I ask why, he refuses to answer. He just says that restoring the statue is the key to restoring what was lost. And now I have an army of Vermina's followers, bolstered by those devoted to Periite. Blightcrown disgusts me, but I cannot fault his brilliance or the strength of his charges. The supply of malachite from the Alavis quarries have finally arrived and we can begin. Soon Vermina shall reward me with the power I need to become Archmagister of House Telvanni.
Anything relevant in those papers?
You can say that. Where are you?
Was there anything in those papers about Master Shalreni or where we might find her?
These pages talk about Master Shalreni's arrangement with Torvasard.
She writes about how Torvasard came to her, indoctrinated her into Vermina's service, how he was consumed with restoring something that was either stolen or lost, and how he insisted they find this ancient shrine. Interesting.
And here she writes about the work they did to restore Vermina's statue.
So they sent the malachite mined from the Alavelis quarry here. And she discusses how the hidden kindred were formed to provide the workers needed to accomplish the restoration. Somehow, rebuilding a Vermina statue is the key to Torvasard's goal.
In the Panopticon, Torvasard altered Mora's memory by restoring a Vermina statue.
This must be where that original memory took place. Where Vermina and Periite think Hermaeus Mora wronged them and stole whatever it is they now seek. Let's keep going. That restored statue and Master Shelreni must be somewhere in this old ruin.
Alright, I mean it is. Wait, why do I have to still talk to him? Huh? Does he have to be standing over here and then I talk to him? Oh no, below. Okay.
We must find Shelreni and stop her from completing this rite.
There's Shelreni and Master Morena. We need to free her.
My black book!
Ingenious, Toby.
Looks like Shelreni got past my safeguards.
Sword memory to open a path to Apocrypha. All we need now is for Shelreni to finish the rite and perform the sacrifice.
Shelreni's using the restored statue as a focus for her rite.
Mora's minions! You will not interfere!
An aspect of Vermina? That's not good.
Away, agents of fate! This vessel will help me restore what was taken from us all!
Okay.
No! Now, my disciple. Complete the sacrifice so I may inhabit the vessel.
Oh, she wants to possess the...
Step into the focus to use Ply My Ghost Sight to attack with precision.
Go on me.
Now, friend, free Morena from the binding.
Magic is unstable. Save yourselves.
No! Not when we're so close.
Close my black book and take it. That should end the rite.
Taking the Black Book won't stop us, and one of you will serve just as well as a sacrifice.
No need to involve outsiders, Shelreni.
Oh, okay.
Prince Vermina accepts your sacrifice and deems you a worthy vessel.
I regret the bloodshed, but soon Mora's injustice will be undone.
Well, I guess that's, you know, just desserts and such.
With this vessel, I can enter Apocrypha and strike at Mora's heart. With me, my faithful!
That's probably bad.
We have to warn Apocrypha. Let's return to the Necrom bindery and find Laramil.
I don't suppose someone's
Hold
gonna...
still, and I'll open a portal back to
No,
Necrom.
okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Neither Scroot nor I can feel Hermaeus Mora's presence. We both find this unsettling.
What did you do, mortal? The screams of Apocrypha are like needles in my eyes.
Good, you are here. Both Scroot and I felt a sudden disturbance in the tides of fate. Something terrible has happened in Apocrypha, and Scroot and I no longer feel the presence of the one who knows.
Shelreni performed the rite. Bloodcrown sacrificed her and Vermina possessed her body.
Another significant event in the annals of fate, and I missed it. But Master Shelreni is dead, and Vermina did what? Start from the beginning, Proxy. What happened at the Master's Conclave?
We warned the Masters, which helped save them when Master Shelreni tried to kill them all.
So that was Shelreni's plan. Use whatever power the princess provided to eliminate her rivals and move up in rank. I am glad she failed. But what happened after that?
We followed her to the shrine we saw in the memory. We saved the master she planned to sacrifice.
And Blightcrown decided to complete the rite anyway by sacrificing Shelreni instead. Ruthless, but in keeping with a follower of Periite. And you say this allowed Vermina to possess Shelreni's corpse? What happened next, Proxy?
I recovered the Black Book, but the possessed Shelreni and the others opened a portal to Apocrypha.
They cannot. Not usually. Hence all the trouble that Torvasad and his allies went through to reach this point. At least you saved the Telvanni Masters and recovered Meln's Black Book. Well done. While I ponder next steps, take this. You earned it. Both Scroot and I felt the tides of fate churn and boil. Worse, neither of us has been able to commune with Hermaeus Mora since the Black Book's rite was completed at Vermina's shrine. And you say you saw Shelreni's body walk into Apocrypha?
Yes, Vermina possessed her body after Blightcrown sacrificed her.
Giving Vermina access to Apocrypha, and a host to work through. They must know where to find the memory they seek, or they have a good idea where to look. Apocrypha is infinite. Without fate to guide us, we are lost in the dark without a candle.
There must be some way to follow them, Laramil.
Blightcrown and Torvasad have ways to avoid detection. Only one viable option presents itself. We must ask Master Shelreni where Vermina has taken her body. Will you see this through, Proxy, before the disaster Mora foresaw comes to pass?
I'm with you, Laramil, but how can we ask Master Shelreni anything? She's dead.
Fortunately, we have 2 conduits to spirits not yet bound for Aetherius at our disposal. Magister Meln and Curate Gadain. Speak to Meln first. He obviously knows what happens when a Telvanni mage dies.
Tell me more about Aetherius and why you think we can contact Master Shelreni's spirit?
Aetherius is the immortal plane. When a person dies, their spirit moves on to that realm unless something prevents that from happening. A violent death, perhaps, or because the spirit still has tasks left undone. Shelreni fits both categories.
Why would Vermina want to enter Apocrypha?
What Hermaeus Mora foresaw was always about an assault on Apocrypha. Vermina and her allies want to recover the memory that was stolen from them. But the way she's going about it will doom us all. We need to determine her destination and stop her.
You've mentioned that neither you nor Scroot can feel the presence of Hermaeus Mora.
You know how you can feel the warmth and know the sun is above you, even if you never look up. That is what Scroot experiences every day in the service of her master, and what I sense when I commune with the one who knows. Now, it just feels empty.
And you think this has to do something with Vermina entering Apocrypha?
Perhaps. We know Blightcrown used a corrupting combination of pestilence and dream to avoid detection in the Panopticon, and he was trying to increase its potency. Maybe the rite did more than open a path. Maybe it cut Mora off from his own realm.
Oh.
Laramil's idea is a good one. Master Shelreni has the answer we seek, and I know how to reach her.
Xander, you usually chime in about now. No? Scroot?
I don't understand this death thing. Or spirits either. Daedra aren't bound to such a limited and finite existence. Beyond that, spirit or no, can we trust anything Master Shelreni says? With reality hanging in the balance? I don't think so.
What do you mean about reality?
Reality? The place where we keep all our stuff? When Vermina entered Apocrypha without permission, which should be impossible, I might add, reality went askew. My connection to the realm radiates with torment. But the silence is worse.
Silence?
I no longer hear the melodious decrees of my master. Hermaeus Mora is just gone. And that shouldn't be possible either. Find a way to fix this, mortal, or I fear Apocrypha will just be the first realm to suffer.
Alright, well, we'll talk to Mel and get this ball rolling in the next episode, so thanks for joining me. Come back, all the next stuff up real soon, but until then, bye.